Hey guys, it's Charmise Idris here, and today I'll be teaching you how I make my coffee soap, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is melt my harder butters and oils in the microwave on about 40-second to 50-second bursts. So this will be the time that I melt my coconut oil and my cocoa butter. And I do usually use deodorized cocoa butter, but today I'm just going to use regular unrefined cocoa butter. And of course, be sure to check out the description box because I will have the recipe down there. And be sure to check out my Patreon where I have exclusive recipes for more soap and cosmetics. Alright, so while that's melting in the microwave, I will go ahead and measure out my lye and also my coffee ice cubes because that is what I'll be using today in place of water. So the ice cubes are really just frozen coffee. There's been nothing added, just plain black coffee. And I'm going to add those in place of what I would usually do as my water. And be sure to use a lye safe container, of course, while you're mixing your lye solution. If you need more information about that, I will put my beginner soap video in the cards where I go more in depth. Okay, now that my harder butters and oils are melted, I will go ahead and add my castor oil and my olive oil. So I have my lye solution at about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and then my oils are about 81 degrees, which is perfectly fine. I just like to stay within 10 degrees of each other. And so since I have that, I will go ahead and mix my lye solution into my oils. And I will be mixing in real time just so that you can see how long it takes me. And I will be starting off on the lowest setting on my stick blender. So of course this soap is going to smell like coffee because it's made with coffee, and I'm adding ground coffee later. But if you want to kick up the fragrance and have it a strong fragrance of coffee, you can add a fragrance oil. I have this one from Nature's Garden, but you will not see me add it because I don't actually care to smell like coffee all day. So I won't be adding fragrance. I just like the natural fragrance of the soap, and I'm going to leave it at that. Now that my soap is emulsified, I will add 1 teaspoon of ground coffee. I just bought the cheapest one in the store, honestly, so it's the store brand. I do like the look of it, but I do want to add a little bit more. So I'm just going to add another half a teaspoon. So that is 1.5 teaspoons total of ground coffee. Now that I've hit a nice medium trace, I will add my soap mixture into a 50-ounce mold. Now, if you have a different size mold and are not quite sure how to do the percentages to change it to your size mold and don't want to make way too much, check out the video in the cards above, because I did do a video on how to use soap calc to convert recipes that you find online for your specific mold, or making your own recipes as well. And be sure to check out the description box, because I have a link in there to all of my favorite things on Amazon for my shop. So you'll see these molds, you'll see my stick blender, and a bunch of other equipment and just random stuff that I love on Amazon for soap making and cosmetics. So I'm going to decorate the top with coffee beans, but if you know how to make embeds for soap, I would definitely recommend that as well, because I do end up taking off the coffee beans before I actually use the soap. Alright, so now I'm going to let my soap sit for 24 to 48 hours. Alright, so I did come back 30 hours later to unmold the soap, and I'm going to use my multi-cutter to cut it. And the multi-cutter is from a shop on Etsy, so I will be tagging that in the description below. Inevitably, my beans are going to pop out while cutting, but that's perfectly fine. You can put them back on or just leave them to the side. But this is how they turned out, and I absolutely love using this soap. Thank you guys so much for watching, and lastly, I do want to do a huge shout out to the people who support me over on Patreon. I love all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you check out their links in the description as well. Bye guys.